Hello and welcome to another Nikomedia tutorial. So today we will recreate this animation here. Yep. And yeah, this was a question from a patron, and the original one is here. This is the inspiration here. And it is from Yann Gall. So, sorry if I pronounce it wrong, but I for sure do. Yeah, you will find the link in the description of this tutorial as well. So, okay. So yeah, let's do this. So first we have to make lots of circles in the shape of a sphere. There are some different ways to do this. If you have X particles, you can do this with the circle packer. And then we can do this with the push apart effector. And we can do this with dynamics. This will be the way I do it. My original one, I did it with the circle packer from X particle, I think. And it would be possible with nodes as well, with the blue noise thing distribution. But then we don't get it out of it. We just have the node system later on, nothing to work here in the objects in the object manager. So I show you the first way, the easiest way. Yeah, the easiest way. They are all not difficult. So what we need is a circle. Let's say a circle is about 25 or 30 radius. You can change this 20 times. And we wanna clone this circle on a disk. A disk to plus C here. So, and I don't wanna see the disk here. And now I clone this circle, so I go to the cloner and I want to clone on an object here, and the object should be this disk here. Okay, so far so not really good. And now we go to the cloner and we use the push apart effector, but we don't want to push apart, we want to scale apart. Like this here, and we know this disk has 25 radius, so I go with the radius down here until it's so that they don't overlap. You see, so something like that. And now we try to bring in more clones. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Let's give it 100. And in the push apart effector we can see up the iterations normally, but it doesn't really help here. So we can try to bring here, play with the seed a little bit, so we did. And let's make the circle a little bigger here, so 30. So we have to go up with the radius here, of course. But you see, it does not really fill everything. Yeah, what you can do, of course, is we can now go to the cloner here. I want in the circle, I want less points here, so do. This is totally okay here, because if we have some checked edges, I don't know how it's called, but then we put it in as we need a subdivision surface in any way, so okay, that's totally fine. What we can, this is a very small ones, yeah. So, but okay, and now we can put the cloner in a spline mask and say here current state to object. So go to the spline mask, current state to object. Now I have this spline here. Why did this not do what I want? It should do it. The cloner is as instances, this is okay. Spline mask is on union. Try it again. Maybe I did something wrong. Otherwise, it's no problem. Current state to object. Now it's here. Okay, I did something wrong. Good, and now you can go to the spline with go into point mode, and let's say here I have a big space, so I could select here one point. With UW you can select all the points and control drag these, let's say this one to here. Okay, so something like that. Then we can make this one here UW and drag it to here, and so we can quickly fill up a circle. But I think the better way is the way with dynamics. So what do we need here? We need the cloner, we don't need the circle, we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this. Okay. Sorry. Good. Now let's clone some spheres on this disk. A sphere. Okay, again, maybe 30 or 25. 25 is fine. And we clone this on the disk. See, okay, fine. But we want different sizes, of course. So we go to the random effector. So first we select the cloner, then we go to the random effector. And now the random effector should be in the cloner, if not, just drag it in. And the random effector should only affect the scale here. I want uniform scale, absolute, and minus 0.9 or so. That's fine, okay. And I want this quite filled up here, so go to the cloner and maybe 200. And play with the seed. Yeah, this is now nicely filled up here. Next step is I make the cloner a rigid body object. You have seen in R26 we have here now the bullet text and the simulation text. Here the bullet text, in older versions you have the rigid body in the simulation text. So okay, what do we want here? We want a force of 5 by 5 should be good. Okay, and with Control D I come in the project settings in the bullet. I don't need any gravity here, and the expert, I go here to maybe 10 steps per frame, and I simply hit play. And let it play until everything seems to cover up nicely. I want here, nope, not this here, simple. So again, back, play this again. And wait and wait and wait. Maybe, let's see how many do I have here. 200 should be enough, but play. See it here. And play it again. Oops. Oh, this is just. Until I have a good feeling that everything is. Yeah. Okay, let's try this one. We can change this later. So here now, I bring this cloner in a connect object. So you connect, and if you have the problem that the dynamics don't stay, just click again on connect, and then everything will come back. And this connect now again, I make a current state to object. So I can hide this from now, and here I have my cloner with all the spheres inside. Nice. And now I simply take my disk here and I pull the cloner out of the disk. And we will see what we get. Oops, pull, cloner, and we get something like this here, which is great. This is nice. You will see why this is nice in a moment. Maybe they are a little too close together. Here, this no, but we don't intersect. This so far. This is okay. If you intersect or something else, you can go in the rigid body tag here, and then under collision you can use the margin and make the margin 1 centimeter or half of a centimeter, so you don't come so close later on. But I am happy with this so far. I copied this sphere here, make it a little smaller, and I think we could put one here, one more. So put one here, this could be nice. Then maybe one here, but it is, see how many you want. One here, control drag it to here, so make it a little smaller, T for scale. Then a control drag, oopsie. Now I should have a second one, because I'm, yeah. One here, T for scale, so wherever I think it could need one more. So control drag here one. This, but this you can do yourself later on, so we don't need this for the tutorial. So, okay, let's say something like this. I have now lots of new spheres here, and I simply bring this cloner in a null object, Alt G, and then I drag the spheres in the null object, and then we should get holes where are these spheres now. It calculates a little bit, but yeah, you see, that works perfectly. Now, a very important thing is we need create single object, and even more important is select intersections. We need this intersections selected. So I go to the bool here and simply say current state to object again. Right click and wait a little bit because it still calculates. It's okay. Now so current state to object. And I should get the bool now. Wait. So I have the bool here. We can disable it here and hide it. So we have the bool. And because I said here select intersections, we have here the selection tag, and when I double click it, you see we have nicely selected our edges here, and we need this. Now we go to mesh, Etch the Spline. Now we have here the spline. I can delete this bool, and I have here this very nice spline, which is great. This is exactly what I want. Now I go to the spline and I want here an so linear is okay. I want it uniform, and here's 0. This is totally fine. And I want to close the spline. Now you see we have this nice round shape here. And I saved this now. Let's say twist it, whatever. Twist it clone, or twist it, yeah, twist it. Okay. Yeah, patrons already can download this project file, and I will render this here only with Octane, because the render is here very easy thing, so this is nothing special here. Do we intersect here? No, that's perfect. So now I make a path. We will sweep this later. So I make a path, and the path should be here. Arc. And accept, and I bring it 180. So we have this now. Good. Now we have a profile spline and a path spline, so we can make a nice sweep with this. Select my profile spline, go to here and alt click on sweep and bring in my profile. So perfect, wonderful. Here on the arc we don't even need here as many segments, so this 4 should be fine. Okay. Then we want to make, because we put this laid down in a subdivision surface, we need on the edges here a little bevel. So I go to my sweep here. Under the caps, I go to solid, let's say 1 centimeter, and I need just again. And this is fine. We have here now an edge around it. We don't, this n-gons, that doesn't matter in this case. Because now when I hide with NA you hide the lines, and if you put this now in a subdivision surface, this sweep, I have here the subdivision surface at 1, let's go to 2 here, and you see we get a very nice shape here. Okay, and now first go out of this, and now let's simply twist the sweep here. So we go to the sweep and we go down here, the rotation, and here we can simply twist this. And this looks of course much better when we put on the subdivision surface. Let's bring in maybe some SSCO, and we see nicely how cool this looks. And the only thing I animated was this animation from here up to here and down to here. This was the only thing I animated. And so that's so far it, but let's make here now a render, save it. And it's really nice to see this. I like this small strings here, let's say. It's great. This one is nice. Okay, so yeah, let's make the animation here. So make a keyframe here, and I have here 200 frames. This is, let's go to 100. So yeah, 100 and back. So 100, go up here and down here, zip, make a keyframe, save it, so I can go now in the here in the turn graph, and I am in 100, and that's interesting. It should start it here. So this is for keyframe 1 and another one. So okay, and I have now, what do I have? What do I have? I would just want to see, I have a linear spline here. This is, let's see what we have here. I think this is not what Shift F. Okay. Yeah, this is a linear spline. I want an ease spline. So I select everything and go to this ease. So it starts slow, gets faster, and becomes slower again. And after this whole thing, after this animation, I want just an oscillate, so that it, or we can, yeah, oscillate. So let's see. It goes in. Oopsie. Yeah, it does already what it should do. Shift F for frame 0 and play it, and let's see if it goes back. Wunk and wunk. Perfect. So it should be. Nice. Good, we can hide this, and now I simply make a very easy thing. So I want to bring this in a fracture object, so I can use a random effector for the colors, so that we get random colors on this whole thing. But you have to make the fracture after the subdivision. I'll show you why. When we put this in a fracture object, so here, fracture object, whoops, okay, and here in the fracture object we say connect edge and out, perfect, and select the fracture, and we need a random effector again. This is for the, I put here, this is for the random color. It doesn't matter where the random effector is here in the hierarchy, but just for me so. And in the parameter I only want to use the effector color. You see it works. But as soon as I activate the subdivision, you see our random color is gone. So that's the reason we have to put the fracture object, we have to put the subdivision in the fracture. Now it works. When I turn on the subdivision surface, you see we still have our color. Okay, save this. And now it's quite easy. We did this so often. Bring in Nikomedias Scene Rig. So for a second I go in my thing here. So come on, how can I get? This is always a thing that I don't know how to come to my. I messed everything up now. So okay, I need you. Okay. So okay. Why don't we see nothing now? What's going on here? Where is my... Aha, I deleted, it looks like I deleted something. Go back, okay. Okay, let's go here to the all and Nikomedias OCTANE Rig. So, now I have to continue the next time with a bigger resolution, with at least 2K, because this is nothing here. OCTANE Rig for layout, so this is this one. Bring this in. Okay, so I bring this down here. So I go to the floor, so floor, wing, and have to go down with the floor a little bit. So okay, this could work. And now simply when I go to my OCTANE live viewer, we should already see something. Okay, we see something, and I see that the floor has to go up a little bit, and -100, -99, I don't want that. Okay. Nice. And now we make it simple material. So materials, node editor. In my original one, I made the materials with subdivision surface. No, not subdivision surface. Subsurface scattering. So let's make it like I did it before. So like I did mine, if I remember correctly. So I made a specular material. And so, and bring this on my subdivision surface here, or on the fracture, it doesn't matter really. That looks not so nice, of course. Then I bring in a medium, scattering medium, and now in the absorption I bring in the Mimograph color shader, MG color shader, and this color shader I bring in between the colorizer. I hope this is not too quick, everything I do here, but we did this so often. Scattering, and here simple float. So let's go to the color, so the scattering. Go down here. Need more space. So, and bring in full colors. You see, we get here, it start to get a really nice thing going. Let's bring in a subdivision surface that looks much better. Nice and smooth. So, and now we can play. Let's put this transmission. You see now it's even more. Maybe without the transmission. We need a little roughness as well. So this crashed it. No, it's back. I have to say, last times have very rare. So it really Octane crashes not so often. It's much better meanwhile. So in the colorizer I make it double the nodes or so I get more color variation here, see? And maybe this is a little too much here. Okay, let's bring in a different. First, let's go so. Bring in a normal floor, something for the floor, because I don't want to see the background here from the. Yeah, I can utilize here. Of course, I can see background on, and so I have this. But when you use this background in the scene, you don't get something like acoustics or so. This is just a shadow catcher. So if you want acoustics or something else, you have to take. But I still work on an update. So this will be better in the next update, but not now. Shadow catcher off, and how I'm here -69. Okay, shadow catcher off, and instead of the shadow catcher, I simply use a normal plane as floor. -69, I don't need any subdivisions. Here -69, and 96, not 69. Okay, key for scale, and scale is up like crazy. So, nice. Now I want another HDRI, so first let's make some nice thing for the floor. Textures, what do I have here? Close fabric. Let's see what we have here. I still work on the materials as well, on new materials. Alright, I don't want a metal material. Something like that, maybe. Bring this in and on the floor. Okay, this is far too big. Let's go to here and now in the node editor. So watch node editor. I think this should close when I click on node editor. This should automatically close, but this is the things that with this I can live easily. I don't want to see any tiling here. You see tiling here. And this is for sure not what we want. So I have to make it bigger. I do not really like this. No, this is not what I like. Let's make our own material. So bye bye. A normal map, maybe we can stay. Let's see. And make here a normal diffuse RGB spectrum. And here I take one color out of these colors here. So this one or another one. Oh, that looks not so bad. I don't need the. Yes, bye bye. Okay. Of course, we render with 200 samples, so this is quite noisy everything, but this will change. So a little roughness. We have a little roughness. This is okay. And now we could bring in some dirt maps or scratch maps. Let's see. Dirt. Scratches, smudges. Bring this in here. I have to download it before. Yeah, come on, can I not drag it in? What's going on here? I'm not able to bring this in. It's crazy. Let's see my own things here. Why is this not possible? That's an interesting thing. I can bring something out from the Explorer, Finder, or whatever you use. Huh, what's going on here? Okay, this is yeah. I've little roughness, maybe something else. I don't want to open now. What can I can do something else. Okay. Bring this down here. Bring in this. Take this map here. So, and in this here, I should now have this texture. So when I copy this path here and bring it into here, so image texture. Okay, now I Control V. Okay. Okay, it's inside now. That's just always funny, these things. I wanna see it. I'm sure when I bring this in the bump map, we will see something. Yeah, we will definitely see something. So let's make this bigger. It's maybe not the best thing, but it works very slow at the moment. But we know it is inside. Let's go closer. Ah, now I see it. Now it's okay. I'm not sure if you see it in the here in the recording, but we use a different HDRI now. Oops, HDRI, and go to my HDRIs here, indoor, and I don't know which one, so let's try. And you see that in other HDRI, with the big difference between, and now you have nice colors and everything. And of course the colors, I even made them brighter and everything in post work. So yeah, but for the tutorial I think that's okay so far. Maybe let's try another HDRI. The HDRI I use normally almost everywhere is this one, because of this nice reflection, and now we see nicely the roughness on the floor. Let's make a camera here, and the camera 80. So something like this, and now we have I do not really like the colors here, but with this we can play around. We can, when we go to a random color here, we should be able to play with the seed here, and we should get every time different variations, you see? Ah, that looks nice. Yeah, that looks very nice. Okay. I think we are done. We know that the animation works, so I think I don't have to render now this 200 frames. We know that it works. As I said, we have the patrons can download the project file already, and there you get exactly my my textures and everything I used. So when I go here again with this floor, if you like these colors, and so you can see what I did here exactly. And yeah, maybe you like this one, but I like this color variation now. Yeah, I do. This is nice. Okay, and yeah, with the standard with the physical render, it's exactly the same to do. So with the Mimograph color shader, you know it. We have done this so often. I showed just once. When you make normal material, you simply utilize here in the color, you go here and you have Mimograph color shader, and you use this one. And again color shader, and here again colorizer, and in the colorizer now you can use the colors you want here. So this and so on. Okay, so this was a shorter one for me. It was a shorter one. Normally, you know, under 1 hour is for me almost nothing. And yeah, I will do another tutorial soon. I'm not exactly sure which one, but one of, yeah. As I said, I'm not sure. So let's see. Yeah, the next tutorial will be this one. This will be only for patrons. This is an interesting one. I like this one. This is, but as I said, this is only for patrons later. So only patrons will have access to this one. Good. So I wish you all a nice evening. And yeah, here it's, you see, it's 2040 or 8 p.m. 40. And yeah, see you soon hopefully, and stay healthy, stay safe, and have fun making art. And please don't forget, meanwhile people don't send me the results. I really like to see the results, because sometimes, most of the times, people have so great ideas, but don't show me anything. So okay, so yeah, that's it now. Again, have a nice evening and all the best here from Austria, Vienna. Tschüss und Baba.